Ayeku is standing by in the Asian city of Ibadan. Sarah, we've been following developments in Oyo State for quite some days now. We spoke with the police commissioner who was reacting to some killings on election eve. Walk us through the security of this election, what you have observed thus far, and what's happening where you are.
Okay, Nifemi, it's pretty interesting that election happened today. We've been waiting for the governorship and the state assembly elections to commence, and finally, we are almost at the end of the road for this electoral process. So this is the collation center, the Mutiu Agboke Collation Center, where everything would end. The declaration of the results will be made known at this particular room, pretty small room, but then this is where it will all end. This is where the declaration, and this is where the next governor of Oyo State will be announced and declared governor of Oyo State for the next 4 years. Pretty interesting day, I can tell you. I covered the Ibadan North local government area, and particularly the governor's polling unit, where we saw a large turnout of voters. Although according to the voter register, at a particular polling units where I went, the registered voters there were 750, but only 250 came out for accreditation and voting. But we just didn't cover Ibadan North alone. Our correspondent here, Olaide Oyewole, also covered them on our local government.
Yes.
So he's the man on the field, particularly the man here in the state covering the elections. He covered the presidential election, and he covered this particular one too. So from my own polling unit, pretty interesting development happened there. The chance for the governor of the state, the chance for people to be orderly. When somebody wanted to disrupt the whole process, people came out, to ensure that nobody would disrupt the electoral process, and INEC officials would do their own duty. They started on time this time around compared to the February 25th election.
Well, I think at my own polling unit too, at my polling unit in our local government, it was quite interesting to, as there was huge voters turnout, people came out to vote. But at first, by my observations, I saw that people were a little bit reluctant to come outside to vote. And the reason is not far-fetched because of the security. They were not too sure about the security situation. But up till like 10 o'clock, people started coming out to at least exercise their franchise. And it was not as if, materials did not come on time to the polling unit. Materials came on time to the polling unit. And when I got to the polling unit, I spoke with one or two of the ad hoc staff there. They told me, in fact, they had already been at the polling unit since yesterday, and they had to lodge at a place so that they will be able to make it on time to the polling unit. So they said they got there at around 7 o'clock, and by 8:30 they already started accreditation. They already started, voting, and well, it was quite impressive.
Some persons have said it's pretty impressive, Nifemi. And so something pretty interesting that I saw at my own polling unit was the fact that a voter, guess what, Nifemi? A voter printed for all of the political parties on the ballot paper.
Could that have been deliberate?
Well, pretty deliberate, I tell you. So it printed on all of the political parties there, and then we saw the INEC ad hoc staff actually put up that ballot paper for us to see, and then of course that particular vote is void. And so some person came out, stood under the sun, because I can tell you the sun was pretty hot. Like, it was very hot. We tried saving ourselves from the hot sun, but we still could not do away with the hot sun. But if you take a look at how the election has panned out, now we're at the collation center. What are we going to be seeing here today? What are we going to see happen? Because we know that the incumbent, that's the governor, is also seeking a second term.
Well, I think that the people are they are expectant. Their hopes are high that INEC is going to deliver, a more credible election and a more transparent election this time around in Oyo State. So, the people, I spoke with few voters there at our local government.
First-time voter, a 20-year-old.
Yes. I remember I spoke with a 20-year-old voter, and he came out to tell me that, in fact, he did not even think that it would be this easy for him, because he had been seeing his parents going to polling units from childhood to exercise their franchise, and now it is turned to, he's now a man, according to him. So people are expectant. People have high hopes that the election will come out very, excellently.
You've heard from us. He covered on our local government. I was in Ibadan North local government. And from what we've heard from security operatives and from the governor himself, he has commended INEC for starting the elections on time and also commended security operatives for ensuring that this election is peaceful. Nifemi.
Interesting development, Sarah. You said a particular voter thumb-printed all of the columns on the ballot paper. Mental health is key, right? Or maybe it was the hot sun, Sarah.
I tell you, I do not know why. Maybe it was in protest of some sort. I do not know why it printed all of the political parties on the ballot paper, and then that vote is void.
I mean, that's the full definition of crazy. Thank you so much for your contribution. We'll be back with the collation. So how soon will the collation commence, Sarah?
So we're expecting that collation will start, let's say, any time from now. We've not heard anything from INEC officials yet, but we just hope that from this, it's a very large landmass we're looking at here, considering 33 local government areas in Oyo State. So we're hoping that, let's say, like in an hour or two, INEC officials will come address us, but we journalists, we have to be here on time to secure our space because this is a very, very small room, Nifemi. So we have to come secure our space and ensure that, we have to come secure our space. So.
Well, they will have to put on the generator for this collation to start, Sarah. But hopefully we are going to watch out to find out when it kickstarts. Can you confirm, for instance, if election has ended in all of the 33 local government areas, even though the light is out where you are, Sarah?
Okay, before the lights went out, he's asking if we can confirm if elections have ended in all of the 33 local government areas of the state. Would you like to give us that?
We cannot particularly confirm that, but from the feelers we've been hearing, election has officially closed in various polling units across most polling units across the 33 local governments. So, but our worry is how quick the election ad hoc staff would bring some of these materials to the state capital, because a place like Shaki is like 4 hours away from Ibadan, which is the state capital. So it's going to take them more time to, transport those materials. We have places like Kishi, we have places like Igbeti that are like 5 hours away from the state capital. So it's going to take time. So we hope that they begin very soon.
All right, you heard from the man who is on ground. He understands the map of Oyo State.
Sarah Ayeku, Olaide, Oyewole, brace up. It's going to be a marathon because you're not leaving there until we find out who the next governor of Oyo State is going to be. By the way, Oyo State has only had a governor returned. It has never happened. So if the incumbent scales through right now, it will be the second time ever in the history of Oyo State. We'll return to you, Sarah, when you have more updates. But I'm hearing that some officials are arriving. Can you confirm if that signals the commencement of the collation where you are?
All right. Officials are arriving yet. These are persons that are setting up the place to ensure that collation goes smoothly. So we're looking at the back-end men, technicians, ensuring that the wirings are right, the microphones are right, the seat in the position is right. So you can see from the table here, INEC officials, who are the main guys, are not here yet. So we're just going to wait until we have at the RAC center, at the registration area centers, activities ongoing at those places, waiting for people, and that's INEC ad hoc staff to bring the materials, and then collation will start at that level, that's at the ward level, and then we'll have it here at the state level.
Indeed, Sarah and Olaide, it's going to be a long time. You guys too get something to eat and drink. We'll return to you. Thank you so much for the great work you're doing for us. It doesn't get more interesting. This is the most interesting thing I've heard on election day. They said a voter thumbprinted all of the boxes. That's a very generous voter. He wants to give a vote to each person. But